Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon. So, we have completed this chapter in on the topic other modes of nutrition in plants. So, I think that you all remember that in this chapter, as it is related to nutrition and we are talking about plants, then this chapter is related to nutrition, that how plants behave there. But in that course, we are talking about nutrition taken by the other living organisms also, apart from photosynthetic process. In that, the heterotrophic mode of children, please don't make noise. We have started participants. Sorry, every day some disturbance comes from your side.
Good
We have
afternoon, ma'am.
started the class, so please stop.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Pallavi, stop disturbing the class. We have started our class. Harshvardhan, all of you mute your mic. Okay, I was talking. Try to enter the class before time. So here we were talking about, apart from photosynthesis, we were talking about the other mode of nutrition in plant, which was the heterotrophic mode. And in that mode, we have discussed about the parasitic mode of nutrition and the insectivorous plants also. In parasitic mode of nutrition, one organism or one plant which provides the food that to the parasites, to the other living organisms, then that plant is known as the host, and on this host plant, the parasitic plants survive because they take the prepared food directly from those host plants. And in insectivorous plant, we have discussed that to fulfill the protein requirement, nitrogen requirement and protein requirement also, it is not incorrect, but the basic nitrogen requirement, they are taking capturing the insects in their pitcher or in the hole-like structure which they have in the Venus flytrap and all, like Venus flytrap and all. They trap the insects in that box-type structure of the flower, and they suck the nutrients from the insects which are having nitrogen product in their body, and they satisfy or fulfill their requirement. And in that course, the hairs and the sticky mucilaginous lid, they all are responsible for it. Then after that, we will talk about mode of nutrition for other organisms, and this is your saprotrophic. This saprotrophic mode of process, that mode of nutrition in which the organism feed on dead and decaying. Now, children, tell me what will be the example of these type of
bread mold, mushroom, and pin mold.
Bread mold, yes.
Mucus.
Pin
Yes.
Pin mold,
Agaricus
mucus,
and many bacteria.
Agaricus or mushroom. So these are the lower organisms or microorganisms which feed on dead and decaying matter, and this type of mode of nutrition through which these organisms attain their food. कभी आपको ब्रेड पर ये ऑर्गेनिज्म दिखा है? उसके लिए आपको ब्रेड को प्लेस पर रखना होगा एंड उसको आपको just wait. If you are telling that it is going, I just open one window, then I will find it.
Ma'am, voice is not clear.
So this bread you have to take a slice of bread, wrap it in a piece of black cloth or black paper, and sprinkle some water on it, and leave it in a dark place for a few. That is only known as bread mold, as the bread will decay and the growth of the bread mold will take place. So this can grow on leather objects, leather shoes, leather bag. This cottony outgrowth is there in the human leather. Then mushrooms grow on rotten wood. Greenish blue patches appear on these fruits. Then sometimes that also develops on the vegetables if it is not handled carefully. अगर vegetables को भी आप बहुत अच्छे से handle नहीं करोगे तो आप देखोगे इस तरह का कॉटनी आउटग्रोथ whitish तरह का उसमें भी आ जाता है. Then comes the topic symbiotic relationship. दूसरा टॉपिक आपका क्या है? Symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship. What is this symbiotic relationship? Symbiotic relationship क्या है?
Relationship between two or more
Relationship between two organisms in close association develop a relationship that is beneficial to both. This is called symbiotic relationship.
beneficial to both is called symbiotic relationship.
So you can differentiate clearly, children, between saprotrophic mode and symbiotic relationship. दोनों में difference आप लोग को बहुत clearly दिखेगा क्योंकि saprotrophic mode of nutrition में एक organism benefited होता है जो कि parasite की बात कर रहे हैं और दूसरा harm होता है. Second one is harm.
Yes, ma'am.
Second one is harm. So, in this symbiotic relationship, you always remember that both the partners, whoever is in contact with each other, that is getting that one is getting benefited from it. And very good example is between alga and fungi. Alga and fungi have lives in the roots of trees, and one receives shelter, and in return, the other one absorbs the minerals efficiently with the help of these trees. So one is both one is getting. Then second example, lichen is a living partnership between fungus and alga, and here the fungus absorbs water and provides shelter, but the alga, as it is green in color, it has got chlorophyll, so it will prepare food for the fungus. So in that way also, both are beneficial. In this symbiotic relationship, you should know the examples also and how they are benefiting each other. That also you have to remember. Then after that comes the rhizobium. Rhizobium is a bacterium which lives in the root nodules of leguminous plant, and this converts atmospheric nitrogen into useful compound, and the plant is providing shelter to the bacteria. So both are benefiting each other. दोनों एक दूसरे को benefit दें. This is also a very good example in which the benefit is both sides. Now till here, do you have any question in your mind, children, that you want to discuss? कुछ आप लोग को इसमें नहीं समझ में आ रहा है या आपको कुछ queries है? If you want to ask. Okay.
No.
Done. नहीं है, किसी को नहीं है?
No, no,
None
ma'am.
of you or anybody has some queries in mind? You are free to ask.
No,
you can
ma'am.
ask it in the class. बोलो, किसी को अगर है तो.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then, how are nutrients replenished in the soil? Soil में nutrients को कैसे replenish किया जाता है? ये आपको
Plants in
This is a question also, and this is a topic also, which is given in your book. Now, I have one question which you will answer, that in forest, is there anybody there, present there, to provide the water, fertilizers, or you can say
No, ma'am.
minerals or manures, not minerals, manures in the soil?
No, ma'am.
So that the
No,
plants
ma'am.
can grow over there. ऐसा कुछ
No,
होना
ma'am.
होता है क्या व्यवस्था?
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
आदमी जाता
No,
है
ma'am.
और उसमें soil में ये सब चीज
No, ma'am.
डालता है?
No,
नहीं
ma'am.
होता है. It is not
No, ma'am.
possible.
No, ma'am.
So children, this is totally natural. It is natural process, and you can see that this arrangement is so well organized that each and every plant is getting proper amount of sunlight, proper amount of water they are absorbing from the soil, proper amount of you can say organic material. How is this organic material generated in the in this forest or in the environment where the trees or plants are growing?
By soil.
Decomposition of dead and plant decaying matter.
Yes, this cyclic decomposition of dead and decaying plant. This you know that after certain time, कुछ समय के बाद there is shedding up of leaves. Leaves का shedding होता है ना, ये आप लोग को सबको पता है. तो वो
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
naturally ही fall down करता है. तो जब वो fall, जिसको हम लोग पतझड़ का मौसम भी कहते हैं, तो ये अलग अलग प्लांट्स के लिए इट इज डिफरेंट. थोड़ा दिन का डिफरेंस रहता है उसमें, और कुछ मौसम भी होता है. तो दिस ऑटोमेटिकली large amount of trees are there, so large amount of this waste product will come down in the form of leaves in the soil. So that is also containing organic matter. उसके बाद in the natural course, अगर मान लो सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट तो सब जगह होता है, तो जो प्लांट को कोई डिसीज हो गया या वो सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाया एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन के कारण, या एनिमल्स का नेचुरल डेथ हुआ, तो there is nobody to remove their body or to carry it to some other place, so they get decomposed by the help of bacteria and fungi present in the soil. So after decomposition, you all know that it will be carried in the form of carbon, in the form of organic matter in the soil, and they will replenish you can say nutritive content of the soil, or the amount of organic matter will increase in a particular area, and it is not so that this happens in a you can say in a small area. It takes place in a vast area. Sometimes at this place it is the decomposition is taking place. Sometimes it may happen on another place. So in that way, we can say that this replenishment is done in a cyclic way all around the whole area of the forest. In that way, naturally, this soil is getting replenished. So, this decomposition of dead leaves and other animal matter enriches the soil, and in that way, the soil gets enriched by the nitrogen and other organic compounds also. So, is this cyclic process understood by all? सबको ये cyclic process
Yes,
समझ में
ma'am.
आया? Okay. Okay, you see this picture which is given on your page number 7. Soil is getting enriched. Soil, it is getting enriched by different types of nutritive products which is beneficial for them. पहला है bacteria like rhizobium. It is enriching. How it is enriching the soil? ये कैसे enrich कर रहा है soil को?
Make soil nitrogen rich.
By absorbing the nitrogen and converting it into useful nitrogenous compound. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
तो इसके कारण soil को nitrogen मिल रहा है. फिर दूसरा क्या है? Manure.
Fertilizers.
How it is getting the manure? Manure कैसे मिल रहा है? By the dead and decayed components of the plants and animals. ये manure में बदल रहा है. Fertilizers. Fertilizers are the chemical product. तो ये आपको chemical product directly आपको वहां पे नहीं मिल रहा है. It is not getting added by the human sources, but nature में जो भी fertilizer का काम कर रहा है, जैसे कि क्या-क्या काम कर रहा है? Dead and decaying organism हुआ, parts of the plants हुआ, then different animal part हुआ. They act as a fertilizer, but it is not chemically prepared in the factories. ये सब natural. These all are natural. And decomposition of dead and parts of the organism. So soil requires all these components. लेकिन fertilizers का जहां तक बात आता है, तो fertilizers हम लोग उस situation में डालते हैं जब हम जान रहे हैं कि soil में किस चीज की कमी. तो ये आपको किसी भी forest में या natural vegetation जहाँ है, वहाँ personally डालने की जरूरत नहीं है. They fulfill that requirement also to the nature. It is not there that we go and add. ठीक है? But if we are cultivating, अगर land की cultivation के लिए use कर रहे हैं तो we will add it according to the necessity of soil की necessity के हिसाब से, या फिर जो plant हम लोग grow कर रहे हैं उसकी necessity के हिसाब से हम लोग fertilizers add. But it is not applicable in forest, or it is not applicable in the those type of vegetation which is growing naturally in the environment. Now, a quick revision of some of the terms which are there. You will raise your hand. आप अपना नाम के साथ हाथ बोलोगे, हाथ उठाओगे और बोलोगे. Define photosynthesis. You just raise your hand or you can come forward to answer.
The process of making
Kumaran, bolo.
The process of making food by plants using sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, and water is
Not
called photosynthesis.
audible. Mic ko
The
ठीक करो.
The process of making
आवाज
food by
आपकी नहीं आ रही है.
the process of making food by plants using sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, and water is called photosynthesis.
Okay, Ayush Ratan, you repeat this question. What is photosynthesis?
photosynthesis is a process in which plant can prepare their own food by using raw materials.
आवाज ही नहीं आ रही आप लोग की.
Ma'am, may I
The
repeat?
process,
Say,
ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. The process through which green
bolo.
plants prepare their own food is called photosynthesis.
माइक के सामने अपना आवाज रखिए.
मैम माइक के सामने ही बोल रहे हैं.
the process in which
बोलो.
plant
आवाज कम आ रही है.
Process in which
What carbon dioxide and water is called photosynthesis.
Okay, next.
the
Rohit. Name the component that is released during photosynthesis.
Synthetics.
Name the component that is released during photosynthesis. Sarika.
Carbohydrate and oxygen.
Ma'am, may I answer?
Ma'am, may I answer?
सही है. Next, Ayush Ratan.
Yes, ma'am.
Define symbiotic relationship. Ayush Ratan.
Ma'am, may I answer? Ma'am, may I
Yes,
answer?
ma'am, बोल रहे हैं. Sometimes two organic
Why is the voice not coming?
when two organisms live in close association and develop a relationship which is beneficial for both is called symbiotic relationship.
Okay.
Ma'am, may I answer?
Define insectivorous plants.
Ma'am, may I answer?
Who will answer?
Ma'am, may I answer?
Just pick up put your names up. Vivakar. Vivakar.
Ma'am, may I answer?
हाँ बोलो. ओमकार बोलो.
Ma'am, Anshu, ma'am, Kumar Anshu, ma'am, बोल रहे हैं.
अंशु बोलो.
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes some plants cannot prepare their own food due to their lack of nitrogen requirements, and they feed on plants and they feed on insect. So such plants are known as insectivorous plants. Example: Venus flytrap and pitcher plant.
Okay. Then define heterotrophic mode of nutrition.
Yes, ma'am.
Define heterotrophic mode of nutrition.
Mode of
Can I-
nutrition in which organism
Mode of nutrition in which organisms do not prepare their own food. They derive their food from plant or animal or both.
Okay. Define parasitic mode of nutrition.
Mode of nutrition in which
Mode of nutrition in which non-green plants live on other living organism and obtain
such
their
plants are
food
called
from them.
called parasitic mode of nutrition.
The living organism obtain their food from them.
Kushagra. How can the nutrients be replenished in the soil?
Ma'am, may I answer?
The nutrients in the soil can be replenished by the decomposed bodies of plants and animals.
Bolo?
The nutrients in the soil can be replenished by the decomposing of the dead bodies of animals and plants.
Okay.
Ma'am, Nambule.
What are stomata?
The teeny, ma'am, may I answer?
The stomata are the tiny pores present
What are
on the
the
leaf
teeny
of
pores?
plant.
Tiny pores that are present on the surface of leaf useful for exchange of gases.
Teeny pores present on the surface of the leaf that are used for exchange of gases.
Okay, what are vessels?
Vessels are
Channels to transport water and minerals to different parts of body.
Round throughout the root structure and branches and leaf.
water and minerals to different parts of the plant.
Okay. What is autotrophic nutrition?
Mode of nutrition which are
The mode of nutrition in which organisms prepare their own food.
By using raw
example,
plants and bacteria are
आप लोग एक बार फर्स्ट पेज से रीडिंग कर लीजिए तो लास्ट तक
ma'am, may I read? Ma'am, may I read?
modes of nutrition for other organisms. Saprotrophic.
Pallavi Kumari, can you hear? 7D.
Ma'am, may I read?
ठीक है पढ़ो.
Ma'am, your voice is not coming.
In class 6, we have already learned that food is essential for all living organisms. We also learned that carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals are all important components of our food. These components of our food are necessary for our body and are called nutrients. The nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged parts of their bodies, and to provide the energy to carry out life processes. Nutrients are taken in through their food by living organisms and are utilized in their bodies. This process of obtaining and utilizing food by an organism is known as nutrition. The process of obtaining food is not the same in all living organisms. On the basis of food habits, the modes of obtaining the required nutrition by the body have been divided into the following two categories. First, autotrophic mode of nutrition. It is the mode of nutrition in which organisms can make their own food from simple raw materials, all green plants, and some bacterial autotrophs. In Greek, auto means self and troph means nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. It is a mode of nutrition in which organisms cannot prepare their own on their own and dependent on others for it. All animals and a few plants are heterotrophs. In Greek, heteron means other. Do you know euglena is an organism that shows both autotrophic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition? It has both plant and animal like features. Photosynthesis, food making process in plants. The synthesis of food in plants occurs in their leaves. Hence, leaves are called the food factories of the plants. The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps leaves to capture the energy of the sunlight. This energy is used by the plants to synthesize their food by using carbon dioxide and water. This process is called the photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to putting together. As it takes place in the presence of sunlight, this process can be written in the form of the following equation. Carbon dioxide plus water sunlight by chlorophyll is equals to carbohydrate plus oxygen. Raw materials for photosynthesis. From the above equation, it is clear that carbon dioxide and water are the raw materials for photosynthesis. For this process, chlorophyll and presence of sunlight are also necessary. Since food is synthesized in leaves, all the raw materials need to reach there. Water and minerals, these are absorbed by the roots from the soil. From here, water and minerals are transported to other parts of the plant by the vessels. Vessels are tubes that run throughout the root, the stem, the branches, and the leaves. You will learn more about this in chapter 8. Carbon dioxide. Plants take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide enters the leaves through tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves. Such pores are called as stomata. The stomata are surrounded by special cells called the.
Next.
Ma'am,
पढ़ो कोई भी बच्चा एक स्टार्ट
Activity 1. Take a
करो.
potted plant, apply a thin coat of Vaseline on both sides of a leaf. Observe the plant for a few days while all the other leaves remain green. The one coated with Vaseline becomes yellow and falls off. This happens because the stomata of such a leaf get blocked. Such a such a leaf therefore take gases from the atmosphere. Sunlight. Sunlight is the light and energy that comes from the sun. During photosynthesis, the plants use the energy of sunlight to prepare food. That is why the food making process in plants is called photosynthesis. Chlorophyll. The leaves and green are green due to the presence of a pigment chlorophyll. It helps the leaves to catch.
Please continue. Next. Anyone can continue.
Some plants have leaves that are not green in color. Such leaves contain chlorophyll, but the green color is masked due to the presence of other colored pigments. The presence of additional pigments causes other leaf colors, such as red in quince and purple in red cabbage. However, such leaves can still perform photosynthesis. However, some variegated leaves have yellow patches. Such yellow areas on the leaf do not contain any chlorophyll and hence cannot perform photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a unique process. It is this process that supplies food directly or indirectly for all living organisms. The energy of the sun thus gets passed on to all organisms through plants. Plants also provide oxygen needed by all living organisms for respiration. Can you imagine life on Earth in the absence of photosynthesis? Do you know both deer and lion depend on plants? If there were no plants, deer would not survive, and if there were no animals like deer, the lions too would die. Plants in turn depend on solar energy. Hence, solar energy is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. Products of photosynthesis. The initial product of photosynthesis is a carbohydrate, glucose. It next gets converted to starch whose presence in the leaves indicates the occurrence of photosynthesis. Carbohydrates contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Some carbohydrates are also converted to proteins and fats. Besides carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, proteins also contain nitrogen. Now, where does this nitrogen come from? Nitrogen is present in the air, but plants cannot use this nitrogen directly. Some bacteria present in the soil convert gaseous nitrogen into its usable form, which is soluble and is therefore absorbed by roots along with water. Roots are also able to absorb nitrogenous compounds present in fertilizers that are added to the soil. Other modes of nutrition in plants. Some plants cannot synthesize their own food because they do not contain chlorophyll. Such plants depend on food produced by other plants. Their mode of nutrition is therefore heterotrophic. One such plant is Cascuta. It can be observed as a yellowish thread-like structure without leaves growing on other plants. Cascuta is a parasite since it derives its nutrition from some other living organism and causes harm to that organism. The plant on which it grows is known as the host. Have you heard of an insect eating plants? There are plants that feed on insects for their nitrogen requirements. Some parts of such plants get modified to trap insects. For example, the leaf of the pitcher plant gets modified to form a pitcher with a lid. The lid is able to open and close the mouth of the hairs. The pitcher is lined with downward pointing hairs. When an insect enters, it cannot climb back out against the hairs and ultimately falls to the bottom of the leaf and gets digested by the juices present there. Such insect-eating plants are called insectivorous plants.
Ma'am, may I read?
Ma'am, may I read?
Okay.
Ma'am,
Who
may
is
I read?
asking? And listen, children, some of you are telling, you are giving in written that we have read it. I several times I tell you because this chapter, each and every line is important. That is why I tell you to read again and again. Okay? चलो, कौन पढ़ना चाह रहा था? इस क्वेश्चन को रीड करो. Modes of nutrition.
Modes of